Buonasera, I'm Carl and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my YouTube channel, then greetings and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those that that don't follow me on Instagram yet, well, first of all, it's at Carltries. But yes, I painted my nails blue, matches with the shirt that I'm wearing for this video. Oops, I shoot your camera. But yeah, in this video, I'll be doing Canadian and Costa Rican legends, scary stories, and overall cultural aspects, because my channel is internationally related these days, and that's what I wanted to become. So, you know, without further ado, let's get right to the video. So first we have Canada. So first I'd like to say a few fun facts about Canada that I had no idea about. Apparently Old Montreal is said to be one of the most haunted cities in Canada. I had no idea about that. And as well, werewolves come from Canada because most likely they originate from French Canadians. I've said this so many times on my Instagram, but I simply speak French. I don't live in France. I might be French Canadian, but still I live in Canada. So yeah. Alright, so the first creature that we have is the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit which originates from folklore of plains, Great Lakes, as well as the First Nations. It is based around the East Coast forests of Canada and some parts of Ontario, the Great Plains region of the United States, and as well the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada. The Wendigo is often seen as a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human characteristics, which possesses human beings. The Wendigo is said to invoke feelings of insatiable greed, hunger, the desire to cannibalize other humans, as well as the desire to commit murder, and for those that fall under the silence of murder. And as well, it overall represents greed, so that means desiring something that you already have, or overall needing more than what you already have. So greed overall, and overall the emotions also of being selfish and self-disciplined on a egoist, I don't know what the English word is, side, but yeah. Next, we have the Ogopogo. The Ogopogo is a creature said to reside in British Columbia, Canada. The Okanagan Lake, so it's a lake in British Columbia. Some believe that the creature originated from the First Nations as well. I couldn't find much interesting information about it, but it's basically a sea monster that lives in a lake in British Columbia, and it's been there for many years and a few centuries, so yeah. Alright, so up next we have Costa Rica. So my last name is Cruz Nantal, so the Cruz side of my family is from Costa Rica. Therefore, I wanted to start with Canada. I wanted to start with Canada and then Costa Rica so I could get my family into videos. So the first story from Costa Rica is La Cegua. La Cegua originates from Mexico and Central America, and most of the countries in Central America have their own version of this creature. Therefore, if you're from Central America, you might have a different version of La Cegua. So the tale of La Cegua is popular across all of Latin and Central America, like I said, but it's more popular in Nicaragua and Costa Rica. According to the legends, La Cegua is a being that appears at night on lonely roads hunting men traveling alone. She appears in the form of a beautiful girl, technically woman, because if she appeared as a girl to men, you know it's kind of weird. So the Costa Rican, the Costa Rican version of the legend narrates that the origin of this ghost would be of a beautiful woman that used to live in a city called Cortago, who however did not have any consideration for her parents' feelings and all that, and she was very proud of herself, but at the same time she did not really obey, and she always told her parents that she was very unhappy to be poor and that her parents should do more and things like that. So she was sort of not really caring about her parents' feelings and unhappy to have the life that she has. One day, this beautiful young woman received an invitation from a wealthy and handsome Spanish man to attend a dance or a ball, which her mother opposed, since the young man was recognized for his attributes of a conqueror and not very formal with girls. Faced with her mother's refusal, the young woman exploded in anger and swore at her mother and acted really mean towards her. And at some point, her mother was just watching her as she cried in silence before her daughter's attitude got worse, and the woman had enough to insult. But at a given moment, she raised her hand to slap her mother, but she had not fully raised her hand when nothing came out of the black hand. hand with large nails, or a witch according to other versions. I'm technically a witch, so I will not use the witch version of it. And she held her hand at the disgraceful and ungrateful daughter, casting a curse on her.
I curse you, bad woman, for offending and trying to hit the one who gave you life. From today and for the rest of your life, for the rest of centuries, approaching man will approach you, but because of your frightful face, they will run away from you.
Another version from this tale says that a woman who was very vain fell in love with that wealthy Spanish man that I talked about, who actually abused her. Being so, she was condemned to wander through the rest of eternity. So in the other version, she was abused, and then she was cursed for being abused. Yeah. Just to add a little bit more context, this is exactly why La Cegua appears on the roads looking for men, asking a rider to take her on his horse, arguing that she is going to the nearest town and that there is no man that can resist such a beautiful and sweet body. These days it could be a car, but that was the old version with a horse. And basically what happened is that her face changes into a beast similar to a whining horse. And then basically her mother, like I said, she cursed her to be a horse in that version, but in the other version, like I said, it was not her mother that cursed her. It was basically because she was abused and all that, and in that specific version she was abused to death, sort of, and from that moment on she hates men and goes to find men to torment them. So yeah. So this story is extremely sad, and it's called La Llorona. So the Costa Rican version of the tale tells that La Llorona tells of a girl who, in the most widespread version, was a peasant that traveled to the city of San Jose, so where my family is from. So there she became to do things with random men, and before long she became pregnant. Yeah, she had the baby, and she actually threw it into a river. For some reason, she became searching for the child that she thought that she murdered. So she wanders and cries along rivers, lakes, ponds, or even puddles. So anywhere that has water, actually, chasing her son's soul. But when she goes to rescue him, when she sees her child, she's so close to it from the waters, he disappears. So she's cursed for the rest of eternity to seek something that will never come back to her. So I guess it's a curse, and what's it called? It's a punishment. It's a punishment for sort of murdering her child, that she will be sent for the rest of eternity to seek her child that she will never see again. Alright, so that's all for today, guys. We're sort of depressing towards the end. So comment down below which country I should do next. I already have a list of countries, so I'll do those first, then I'll take your recommendations. Tell me if you guys, your versions of the stories, if you have some other stories that might be interesting from the countries I mentioned, so Canada and Costa Rica. And yeah, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!